presented by Ciocca Dealerships. I'm Aeneas and Jeff Hartings. This is my guy, Goon. A little bit of a different format.
Yeah, very different technical difficulties. We apologize.
But that's not important. It's Ohio State week. We're sitting here together.
All that really matters.
That's all that matters. Before we get into that, let's give a little recap of last week's game. Obviously, a real nail-biter, Penn State versus Massachusetts for homecoming. Goon, what did you see out of that offense that allowed them to find some success?
You wanted to come out strong, come out of the gates hard, like quick, because that's sort of been like the issue this year. I think they really wanted to stress coming out of the gates pretty quick, and it did. But we're starting to play very complimentary teamwork here, complementary football, because the offense is playing up for special teams and the defense is playing up for offense. So that's the hit. So everything that went on Saturday was pretty much what was expected. The 2 punt returns for touchdown were obviously a great thing to see going in there. That makes Ohio State have to worry a little bit more about that. And offensively played well, not many mistakes. And defensively, obviously they're playing well. Second shutout in the season, second home shutout in a row since the first time since 1981.
It's been a long time since that's happened. You brought up some good points. Special teams play, number one, is a huge plus to me. Daquan Hardy is a guy who's played a lot of really good football for years and years, and maybe doesn't get as much credit as he should for being a great football player. But you bring up a great point. Offense, defense, special teams all playing together, and that's what great teams are able to do. Complementary football. The best teams, the teams that go compete for Big Ten championships and playoff pushes are the ones who have multiple ways to beat you, and it seems like Penn State has that.
And, if you're going to go out and speaking as an offensive lineman, our defense goes out there, gets a 3-and-out, and then you got to put their defense back out in the field. You're going to wear them down.
Yeah.
Just watch Michigan play right now, what they're doing. They're bludgeoning people right now, and we're going to get to that point. Yeah. I really do have that feeling we are. Offensively, offensive line played much better this week, but, we don't know because it was a rain game as well as it was UMass, so you really don't know. It was one of those, how many points you want to score? You want to go for 90, 80, 60, whatever, but you got to play them. They tell you which games to play. You got to get through them. Thank God nobody got hurt. They kept a lot of guys out, and they got a lot of plays in. I mean, talking to Hunter before, Hunter is our center, first guest here tonight. He said he played 38 plays as a starting offensive lineman.
Which is huge. Please give some more context as to why that's so important at this point of the season, up front especially. To keep
I mean, obviously it's a long grind. And defensively also. I mean, if you're getting a lot of plays in there from a lot of different guys, you're not wearing anybody out by, in baseball they call it the dog days of summer. You get in October, November in the Big Ten, and you're bludgeoning and you're hitting the same big people every week in and out, week in and out. You are going to wear down. That's the problem. You don't want to wear down. You want to be as fresh as you can by the end of the season. And, we're coming into, if you put our season in a little bit of perspective, you had your first 4 games, you had a bye week, then you had a second bye week, but, second scrimmage pretty much playing against UMass.
Yeah.
But then you're going to Ohio State. You want to be peaked out going up there. And I love how they did it. I know that we have had problems coming off of a bye. I mean, you were here for your 4 years here. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So coming out of a bye, having a UMass type of game, work those kinks out, and you go to Ohio State, ready to go.
And another thing I'll say is, with a guy like Hunter Nourzad, more people like him who are starting typically and playing a bunch of reps, you get up so big on Massachusetts so early, a lot of young guys, a lot of depth pieces able to get a lot of important reps, which, as we know, with the gauntlet of the schedule, some of those young guys are going to have to step up at some point. So it's great to get them in the game.
Somebody's going to get clipped. Somebody's going to catch an ankle or a knee. God forbid, we don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. I mean, it's just football.
Real quick, speaking of getting clipped, I've been wondering, and maybe the fans back home are wondering too, when does the beard get clipped? I see it's getting some length.
I like it.
It's looking pretty. What's the deal there?
You did try to get at last week, and I did cut you off, and I apologize. So this is my playoff beard for Penn State football. I do it every year. I shaved 2 days before the opening game of the West Virginia game. And look where I'm at right now. My wife loves it. She really does.
Well, good. As long as
she wants to put a baseball bat to the back of my head. Trust me.
Yeah, she's rooting on Penn State football's demise here, so this could end.
She's like, I love Penn State, but I like having my husband back. I don't like the last Alaskan up here talking. So,
well, looking ahead to Ohio State.
Yep.
Obviously, biggest test of the year by a pretty decent margin. When I look at the film, and I watch Penn State and I watch Ohio State both, this is the first year, really since I've been around Penn State in 2018, that I look at them, and I think that Penn State has some clear advantages matchup-wise and really can go talent for talent and really at a deep level with Ohio State. When you watch them, what do you see?
I'll go back one little bit, and I've said on my radio show for a couple of weeks now, is like, Ohio State has kept me out for the last 15, 20 years in Big Ten. As much as we want to say how fantastic we are and have three Big Ten titles, and Michigan's won the last two, and this and that, they're who we're going after. So we are built to beat them. Like, if you think about it, us getting embarrassed last year at Michigan was because they're built differently. We are built to beat Ohio State because they are the top team in our division, in our conference.
Yeah.
So we have matched up with them and played them in some very, very close games over the last 5, 6, 7 years because we are built to beat them. And then Harbaugh comes out here with that just massive, typical classic 80s Michigan team, and that's what we weren't prepared for last year. Yeah. I think we are match up very, very well with Ohio State this year, more so than any other time in the last few years. The one I worry about is Michigan in the future. But yes, we have to get through this week. It's a tough place to play. It's a pain in the butt to play. So it's a little nuances what they do when they have to search every player going into the locker room. They have to do a bomb search of all that. They started doing that when we were playing. The old man was going ballistic.
Joe, you coach Paterno.
He was going absolutely nuts. He's like, what are they going to do? Blow their own locker room up? It was just to get us out of our rhythm.
Yeah,
it's all it was.
Which is a part that maybe people who don't play college football don't see. Those away trips, man. I remember going to, I think it's Iowa that has the pink locker rooms. Nebraska's locker room is like the size of my apartment for 100 guys. I mean, it's unbelievable the way they treat some of those away teams. I do want to circle back to a point you made in recruiting specifically. Like you said, Ohio State has been the cat's meow for the last decade, really, in the Big Ten. And when you look at the way Coach Franklin has recruited, and I even can take it back to 2016, the year that Penn State was successful and beat Ohio State, the pieces they were able to land after that were very geared specific towards beating Ohio State. Guys like Micah Parsons, Jahan Dotson, Pat Fryermuth, all from one class. This game against Ohio State this week isn't just important for this season. It's important for the next 3 to 4 because it's going to have a direct correlation to who else is coming into that locker room.
No doubt, because you have the juice. I mean, you're going to go into somebody's go into a kid's high school, and you're going to sit there and say, well, Penn State's here and Ohio State's here. And Ohio State's going to say, we kicked the crap out of these guys this year.
Right.
That's what they do. It's how recruiting is done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing new to that. So you got to go out there, have a good showing. We need to have that good showing because of the way we have played the last few years, and that was all we're geared up towards this year. This is the year that we are stacked and ready to do this. So I hope we're here next Monday, slapping hands, congratulating everything and all that. So it is a tough place to play. The guys are going to be ready to go out there, but I think that they are. I think James has these guys, and they'll be ready to go. We're rested.
Yeah.
Fine tooth right now. We're a razor blade right now. So
yeah. I will say one thing that I've kind of pounded my fist on the table about with Coach Franklin specifically, in previous matchups with Ohio State, when we didn't necessarily have the same amount of talent as them, the one thing that Coach Franklin was really, really good at and his staff is good at is getting guys to buy in, believe, and go compete at the highest level, which is why for so many years you saw a lot of close losses to Ohio State. Now, Coach Franklin has the talent to go do it, and he's still the same motivating guy, plus Manny Diaz, plus Mike Yurcich and the talent. I think they find a way to get it done this Saturday in Columbus, man. And I'm an Ohio kid. I'm from Ohio. I came to Penn State to beat Ohio State, and I didn't get to do it. So now I'm living vicariously through my guys over here that we're about to bring on the show in a few minutes.
I'm talking about my last 25 years. I've been living vicariously through a lot of you guys. And when you don't do well, that's what upsets a lot of the Lettermen and stuff like that because it does mean so much to us.
Yeah. I know you were about to kick me in the chest after that 9-overtime loss to Illinois a couple years ago when I saw you in the parking lot. That was my
I wasn't there. I wasn't there mentally that game,
No doubt about it. One question I want to ask you before we get out of the segment here soon. There's been a lot of conversation about Penn State's offense and their explosive plays or lack thereof in the beginning of the season. Obviously, the offense still able to score at a great clip. The defense playing well, complementary football happening. Do you think Penn State's offense needs to continue to get more explosive in order to compete against the Ohio State's?
I love the way they're playing right now. I'd rather just go out there and I'd rather have a 10-12 play drive than a 3-play drive. Wouldn't you?
As a defender, it's perfect.
As an offensive lineman, we're going to have two hogs on here soon. We're going to talk about it. Of course they're going to say, if you can run the ball 15 times straight and still score a touchdown, we're going to do it every day of the week.
No doubt. Another thing that makes this deep offense different this year in comparison to years in the past is that the defense is so high level and the special teams is playing so well that realistically, if the offense just refrains from turning the football over and is consistent in other areas of the game that matter, they're going to be put in a position where they can go win the game.
That was the MO of Penn State, the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It was a strong defense, don't screw up offense, and strong special teams.
Yeah.
It won a lot of football games, and my era was the only anomaly when it comes to that, where we were dependent upon our offense. I mean, the last few years have we're turning offensively, but I mean with Manny coming in and taking control of that defense, and they're playing great right now. And that's the thing. I mean, that's complementing your defense. Is you go get a turnover in Penn State, and we get a turnover, boom, turn into points quick. That's demoralizing to an offense.
Yes, it is.
So let's get some of that going Saturday, baby.
I completely agree. We'll be right back on the Blue White Players Show, presented by Ciocca Dealerships. We have Hunter Nourzad, Penn State starting center, joining us up next. Stay tuned.
Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport invites you to stop in today or check us out online. We have the smart path to your next Toyota, like the all-new Crown, BZ4X, the all-new Grand Highlander, Corolla Cross Hybrids, Sequoias, and more. Over 100 new Toyotas here and on the way. Don't make a $1,000 mistake. Choose Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport and see the Ciocca Dealerships difference. Buy or reserve yours today and see for yourself why Ciocca Toyota is the only stop you need for your next new car. Ciocca Toyota, it just feels right.
This is the place where roadside markets are filled with fruits and vegetables, small batch jams and made from scratch pies, where mountain trails are explored with friends with names like Ghost and Traveler, where award-winning wines, craft-made beers, and spirits are raised, hearty meals are served, and nights are shared under star-filled skies. This is Center County, Pennsylvania. To find out all that's happening, visit us at happyvalleyagventures.com.
Hi everybody, Mike the Mailman here, to tell you about a state college company that will help you follow the Nittany Lions to their bowl game. Collegiate Athletic Travel. From charter flights and on-site motor coaches to professional staff, the entire trip is easy and carefree. And with their 47 years in the business, you know you're in good hands. You'll get a game ticket and a lot more. Make memories to last a lifetime. Be there next time with Collegiate Athletic Travel.
Old Dominion. No Bad Vibes Tour. Friday, December 1st. Rice Jordan Center. With special guest Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Old Dominion, live in concert. Brought to you by Messina Touring Group.
Coast into fall with a new Kia from Lion Country Kia. Right now, get a 24 Kia Seltos for 5.25% APR for up to 48 months. A new Sportage plug-in hybrid at 0.9% APR. Check out our 23 Sorrento hybrid for as low as 4.5% APR. And don't forget, all 2023 and 2024 Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Stop in and meet with one of our sales experts today and coast into fall at Lion Country Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.
Welcome back to the Blue White Player Show, presented by Ciocca Dealerships. We're joined by the legendary, the man, the myth, the legend, Hunter Nourzad. Hunter, thank you for joining us. How are we doing today, brother?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me here.
Legendary.
Not yet. I'm still working to get there.
You got 6 more weeks before you become that.
Yeah, I'm still working to get there, but I'm really happy to be here. I appreciate you guys having me on.
For sure. You know, Goon over here bothers me every week about getting offensive linemen on the show. It's been a point of emphasis. So having you and Drew Shelton in the house today is really important to us.
That's good.
Yeah, really important to us. I want to ask you off the rip, Hunter, your journey is a little bit different.
Oh, yeah.
If you could take us through your college career as a whole, where you started, how you got to Penn State, and what your experience here has meant to you so far.
Yeah, so starting off with high school, I wasn't a very highly touted recruit coming out, so I decided to use football to accelerate my education as much as I could. And I knew I wanted to be an engineer or something to have to do with the STEM background. So I decided to go to the school that was best in engineering, and that was Cornell University, where I came from. And my freshman year,
Not bad school. It's not bad.
thank you.
You did all right in choice there, bro.
And so my freshman year, like D squad guy, I was just going against the ones, practice reps, and just kind of getting the hang of football and college football and the college lifestyle of academics. And then going into my sophomore year, I stepped up and got moved to right tackle. And that's kind of where I played my entire sophomore year. And then my junior year got canceled because of COVID. And then my senior year, again, I played right tackle. I kind of flipped around a little bit during the season just to, depending on like the matchups,
Yeah.
And that's when I started getting the sense that I could, play either at a higher college level or maybe possibly at the next level. And I decided to grad transfer. And
But you graduated from Cornell.
I did graduate. And so I entered the portal, I think, in November of whatever year that was.
2020.
Yep. No, 2021.
21, sorry.
Yeah, 2021. And so I started getting offers from schools and stuff, and came down to Penn State just because it was a lot of things, but mostly I was looking at all these like different reasons why to pick what school from this school, and I kind of just said, I don't really care for this. I'm just going to go with my heart. What feels best. Like, where do I really envision myself? And it was Penn State.
Who were the guys? Obviously, Coach Troutwine recruited you. Was Coach Franklin involved in that process? Who were the people that landed you, really?
I mean, I think I was most closely talking to Coach Trout. I did talk to Coach Franklin a little bit. They did a home visit when I was home for Christmas break. It was a lot of offensive coaches, but it was mainly Coach Trout that recruited me.
Now, who was the guy who you had here from Harvard?
That was Eric Wilson.
Did he help you out at all? Being an Ivy League guy type of thing?
I think I might have talked to him a little bit, but I don't think that it was a really like.
Yes.
It was what was really helpful was seeing that they did bring in an Ivy League transfer, and he did contribute to the team.
Right.
Yeah, he was a starter, so I knew that they had the tools to do that. So that just the fact that they did that was helpful.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to ask you about on the note of my guy, Eric Wilson, shout out Eric Wilson if you're watching the show somewhere right now. But Eric, transparently, when he first got on the campus, the first couple weeks, there was a lot of struggle making the adjustment to blocking Power 5 D linemen every day at practice. And then all of a sudden it clicked for him. Do you feel like when you got here, there was any transition period?
Oh, there was definitely a transition period because I played only tackle at my old school. And so I had to not only go from blocking FCS defensive linemen to Big Ten defensive linemen, but also, shortening that distance between us because I was getting close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, when did they move you to center? Did they ever have you a tackle here?
No.
It was like one practice and they were like,
No.
you don't want to play center.
It was never in the cards. They were never going to put me in tackle when I decided to transfer. But there was a plan to rotate me in at center. So during training camp my first year, I was rotating at each of the three inside positions.
Now you had history at center, right? You just didn't come here and said you're playing center because it's not an easy position.
No, it's not. I played center in high school. That was my only experience though.
That's insane that you went from not playing center at all to being a starter at Penn State football. That's impressive.
I always say, centers and guards, they're knife fighters because they got to fight inside and fight and claw and this and that. Where tackles, we'll talk to Shelton after this, and tackles are just gunfighters because you're playing at such a distance and this and that. The guys you're going against are so much different size than you.
Yeah.
You have these tall, lanky guys playing DM where you got 330-pound mutes in front of you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marty Jackson.
I will ask you though, Hunter, because I'm not an offensive lineman. I'm not as well versed as you and Goon here on offensive line play, but I think that at least to some degree there's some transferable skill from being a tackle and facing really good athletes on the outside. Does that, when you bump inside, feel like it slows the game down in terms of the athletes that you're playing against?
No, I'd actually say the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, because when you're so much closer to everything, it seems much faster. Yeah, so even at center, because you move even closer to the ball, it's even faster than it was. But when you say I do see what you're saying. When it comes to if you think about pass protection, because they're a little faster on the edges, obviously, it does help a little bit just having the experience with quicker guys, being able to move inside, especially in pass pro.
So we're sitting here. We got a bunch of people here, a bunch of people watching on television. Are you making the blocking calls out there, or is that already a done thing? Or are you changing anything about there, or do the guards call? Is the quarterback call? What's going on? Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, I think we're allowed to talk about this, right?
Yeah.
Drew Shelton confirmed we're allowed to talk about So like we have.
That's called getting thrown on the.
Yeah, that was his fault. Drew Shelton's fault too.
I mean,
that was a classic.
I didn't create the calls, obviously, but we have say we have a play, we have a few different calls we can make for that play, and it is my responsibility, at least initially.
Because you got to call the defense out. For those who aren't listening, you're calling the defense out because then that adjusts how you're going to block it.
Exactly.
Okay. So how did you get into that? I mean, was that a hard thing to get into? Because now you're going out from playing right tackle. You worry about an edge speed rush or a bull rush. Doesn't have to just now you got to go out there, look at the defense, make a defensive call, snap the ball with one arm between your legs and block somebody. That's not something that's normal.
No, I mean
that is a learned thing.
I mean, it definitely took some learning. I mean, obviously I didn't come in and just they didn't throw me in right away at center during a game. So I attribute my smoother transition, as we could say, to the coaches, because they were the ones that really got me ready throughout training camp. Even through the entire season, I was taking reps at center during practice, and I think that really helped me transition into spring ball this past spring, and then obviously in the games. It helps with all that processing and stuff.
You're the first person, probably the only person I've ever met as of yet that COVID really helped. I mean, it really did. I mean, it extended your career. You have a degree from pretty good school. I mean, you can probably fall back on that, if nothing works. So, we're sitting there. So, ideally, where are you at 10, 12, 15 years from now?
I'm really not sure yet, to be honest with you.
I mean, after the NFL is done, you replace Jason Kelsey for the Philadelphia Eagles. Come on, Albert. I'm helping you up here, baby. Come on now.
I mean, I'm not sure. The good thing is that because my undergraduate education is in engineering, and then I got the opportunity to come to Penn State, and I'm getting my master's in business administration. I do have a lot of.
You're like Dr. Evil.
Yeah, I got a lot of.
You're like lining up to be Dr. Evil. Dude.
I'm not sure though. There's a lot of. I mean, engineering is obviously still very interesting to me. But
was it important to you as a child as engineering?
It was. It was, and still, even now I play with Legos. I have a giant Lego Coliseum in my room. It's in progress.
I'm 50. I still do
that.
Yeah,
so I'm not.
But it's not because I'm smart.
It's important though. I don't want this to get glossed over because it is impressive that you have a Cornell degree. You came here. You got a master's from Penn State. You got an opportunity to go play in the NFL. It is not a bad place to be in to be able to say, I don't know what I want to do, but I can do pretty much what I want to do.
I have a couple options here.
Yeah, I got some decent options. I want to circle back though. You talked about the coaches helping you with your transition to center. Another guy that was my roommate my freshman year, Drew Scruggs, was here playing center. How was that dynamic? Did he help you at all make that transition to get more comfortable playing center?
Yeah, he did. He was. I mean, obviously, he was a very, very talented center for us, and and so. Like I said, I was taking practice reps at center all of last year. And so whenever I had a question, whenever I want to talk about, what's different between doing this from center versus doing it from guard, he was always right there. He was very, very willing to help, very willing to, watch me, coach me up on what to do. And so he was extremely helpful. We don't talk that much. Okay. He's very busy. I don't want to.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I know that personally I feel like I would be so focused in it. So I feel like I don't really want to. But he
is there if you do need it.
Oh, for sure. And we FaceTime with him. A couple of days ago, the whole offensive line.
Now he's playing, or is he practice squad? I mean,
is
he starting?
Yeah, he's playing.
I haven't watched many Texans games, so.
Yeah, most people typically wouldn't, I would say, in this region. The Juice is definitely their starting center.
I saw some preseason work. He was doing great, but he's doing really good for himself. He's not a small guy. You're a little shorter. I mean, comparatively speaking, I mean, what are you, 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'3".
Okay, that's about normal for a center, in my opinion. How tall is Juice?
Juice is probably about 6'3", 6'4", maybe.
He's stocky like a bulldog.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far from the Juice Scruggs tangent, but I will say,
did he beat you up?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about Juice. We came in the same class together. I have never in my life seen an interior offensive lineman come in and dominate every D tackle on the team and everyone. I mean, he was 18 years old, making Kevin Givens and Rob Windsor look like light work. If Juice Scruggs doesn't get in that the tragic accident he was in his freshman year, Juice Scruggs would not have been at Penn State for 5 years. There was no shot he was sticking around that long. Great player. I do want to ask you, the offensive line has continued to take huge leaps and bounds forward, especially since I was playing even 2 years ago. What has it taken culturally with a guy like Coach Trout, with you, with Olu, and other people in that group to take those steps and continue to push forward?
I think the the thing that helps us most is the culture within our room of preparation. And that's not just the starting 5 guys going to the game. We're all extremely, extremely prepared going to every game. And it's shared throughout the entire room. So no matter if you're a 1, 2, or 3, if you have a question, the ones are going to help you. Obviously there's a competitive nature because everybody wants to get their plays on, but that doesn't prevent anybody from helping anybody else. And so I think when you look at, the way we've been able to move pieces around, even the way you have young guys coming in and playing.
That's what I got to say is how you guys have bumped around.
Yeah.
Guard to center, center to tackle type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. And then you have the young guys that can come in and play really well. And I think it really just attributes to the culture that was created. Being prepared, having each other's back, and just doing all that. We're really helping each other.
When the 2s and 3s go, the people cheering from are the 1s.
Yep. Yeah.
You want to see those guys do well. Yeah, absolutely, because they do it like we talk about Aeneas. These guys practice, bust their butts all week, and they can get some time out in the playing field. It's great.
No doubt about it.
So, the last question.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Good.
We've been asking everybody about their NIL experience and how it's helped them, whether it's monetarily or helping with family or even getting involved in the community. Have you felt NIL's impact and how have you been able to maximize it?
Yeah, I think NIL is really, really good when you think about how it makes the players' reach much bigger and it allows you to connect with fans more, connect with your community more. And you have guys that really, really are doing a good job and really using it, for the best of their ability. I'm going to talk about Nick Dawkins. Yeah. I think if you look at NIL and who's really done a great job with it, you have to look at him because he's not only, just doing stuff for his own personal gain. He's doing stuff. He has a foundation. He's really going out into his community, helping a lot. And so I think the importance of NIL and allowing the players to, own their own brands and use that in a positive fashion is really beneficial for the game.
You're a guy who came in who didn't have it. My fear is 5 years from now, guys who come in and expect it from day one, are they going to be as, appreciative? And that's my only worry with it is will they be appreciative and understand where and why the money is there? So, I'm the old school part of this old school, new school here, but no one's happier than the former players because we know what was left on the table and how we, all that stuff. So seeing you guys make all the, but you see, you watch Prime and his son and this and that, and he's got $12 million and Caleb Williams making $18 million. It's not that. It's a guy getting $1,000 a month and he can fly his mom and dad and his little sister to a football game.
Exactly.
That's the best part of it.
So it is the best part, no doubt.
Hunter, thank you.
Awesome. Good luck this week.
Best of luck, man. Keep doing your thing. We'll be right back with the Blue White Players Show with our guys.
Hey, Penn State fans, it's game time, and Ciocca is hitting the field with 42 dealerships and 25 brands in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. That means more choices and the perfect new or pre-owned vehicle priced to fit your budget. Plus, factory-trained service experts are just minutes away, and you can feel confident you're doing business with a family that treats you like family. We're a proud partner of Penn State Athletics and preferred dealership group of the Penn State Alumni Association. The Ciocca Dealerships. Experience the difference.
This is the place where roadside markets are filled with fruits and vegetables, small batch jams and made from scratch pies, where mountain trails are explored with friends with names like Ghost and Traveler, where award-winning wines, craft-made beers, and spirits are raised, hearty meals are served, and nights are shared under star-filled skies. This is Center County, Pennsylvania. To find out all that's happening, visit us at happyvalleyagventures.com.
Hi everybody, Mike the Mailman here, to tell you about a state college company that will help you follow the Nittany Lions to their bowl game. Collegiate Athletic Travel. From charter flights and on-site motor coaches to professional staff, the entire trip is easy and carefree. And with their 47 years in the business, you know you're in good hands. You'll get a game ticket and a lot more. Make memories to last a lifetime. Be there next time with Collegiate Athletic Travel.
Old Dominion. No Bad Vibes Tour. Friday, December 1st. Rice Jordan Center. With special guest Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Old Dominion, live in concert. Brought to you by Messina Touring Group.
Coast into fall with a new Kia from Lion Country Kia. Right now, get a 24 Kia Seltos for 5.25% APR for up to 48 months. A new Sportage plug-in hybrid at 0.9% APR. Check out our 23 Sorrento hybrid for as low as 4.5% APR. And don't forget, all 2023 and 2024 Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Stop in and meet with one of our sales experts today and coast into fall at Lion Country Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.
Welcome back to the Blue White Players Show presented by Ciocca Dealerships. We are joined by my guy, Drew Shelton, today. Drew, how are we feeling?
Feeling good, man. I'm excited to be here.
It's great to have you here, Drew. You're a guy that I've been watching keenly since you were a recruit, and you used to sit in my apartment all snotty-nosed watching cartoons, and to see the fine young man you turned into now is just such a blessing. Such a blessing. And my guy, Goon, here, like I said, has been asked for offensive linemen all year long.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're the smartest people.
We're
the most talkative
I
people.
would definitely say so.
Let's see. I mean, look at the conversation we got going right now.
I think
Talking to D-line and maybe like this. You see, you got some talk here. You're talking about an Ivy League education.
You're right. Let's not get caught up on the Ivy League education. We're looking at the Downingtown guy.
Absolutely.
One of Downingtown's finest students of all time. Let's talk about your journey to Penn State and what that actually entailed.
Yeah, so started off, I was a freshman in high school, running routes, playing tight end. My boy, Will Howard, is quarterback at Kansas State. He was, a couple coaches came in each week to see him throw the ball, sling the ball around. I was out there running routes for him, and some coaches told my head coach, Mike Milano, that I would be a better guard, better tackle, better offensive lineman. So we ultimately made the switch before my sophomore year, and
they knew quick.
Yeah,
the routes were that bad, that fast. So they're like, get him to the line of scrimmage.
I think somebody said you had hands like feet trying to catch the ball. I don't know what that meant. I guess it's not good.
I definitely didn't have the best routes. I could have done it though. It just would have
You're
taken
just
a
a
little
freshman.
more.
I mean,
Yeah, you were a young guy.
Yeah,
Then we get to play offensive line, and it was great.
yeah. I mean, bad tight ends turn into great offensive linemen.
You tell me.
So
I got recruited here to play defensive tackle.
yeah,
And I'm like, I want to play D-line. I want to play D-line. My wife, I tell her, I said, Steve Edmond was an All-American, 1990. I'm in high school. D-line. I'm 6'8", this and that. They're like, hey, we're recruiting this D-line. I last 12 minutes of the first practice. And then they were like, hey, why don't you go over there with the offensive line for the rest of this practice? That was the last time I touched the defensive.
That was it.
Yep.
That was it.
So at least you learn young now. I mean,
yeah.
there's no doubt about it. I mean, I've watched you. I know you're wrong very well. I've had my eyes on you. And the fact that you play left guard, right tackle, left tackle, right guard is fantastic. And I don't think people realize how actually hard that is. I'm watching that. Are you an NFL guy who watches NFL, college ball, and all that stuff?
I would rather watch a college game. I do like the Eagles though.
I got you. So I'm watching the NFL game last night. They had Justin Pugh from Council Rock, by the way. He's out there. He was literally eating Doritos on his couch last Sunday. They signed him to a contract. He's playing left guard last night. The left tackle gets hurt, and they throw him out there.
Yep.
And I'm like, you people don't understand how hard it physically is to go from a guard, like I said, with Hunter. I mean, you were knife fighting versus gunfighting. I mean, you got to play on an island out there when you're playing on the at a tackle, especially on a left tackle. They just throw you out there and say, hey, there's your guy, get him.
Yeah.
I mean that's different. You got the bigger, stronger guys inside, and then all of a sudden in the next snap you got a 6'5", 245-pound guy that runs a 4.3 off the edge. I mean, that's not easy. Yeah, that's not easy.
Well, the best part about it is when you finally get your hands on them.
Oh yeah,
smack them. There you go. See, smack them around a little bit. They learn. They learn not to come at you that hard.
These offensive linemen, man, they get to making small talk so fast. This is what they do best when they get together. I do want to ask you though, your journey here is one thing, but when you got here, you were a guy that I remember they talked about, red shirt, and get them ready, give them time to put some weight on, and the next thing you know, you're starting football games at tackle as a true freshman, and you did a good job of it. What did it take for you to be able to jump in there confidently, and can you take us back to the moment you found out that you were going to start a game for Penn State football at tackle as a freshman?
What game was this?
This was Indiana last year.
Okay.
The week after we played Ohio State. So, I mean, going back a little bit, I get here, Penn State last year, I'm probably 275 pounds. maybe soaking wet, probably.
Just like me right now.
Yes, 275 soaking wet. Got 30 pounds I got to gain. Just putting a lot of work in the weight room with Coach Earls and Coach Losey and everyone. And, truly trying to gain that weight and get better physically as well. Because that took a lot. It took a lot of physical growing up, mental maturing, from not knowing the playbook at all to having to be able to go out and start a game and know everything you're doing to a T. When I first found out, I remember coming in that Sunday and, Olu went down, it was my turn. I was the next guy.
And that's the thing about offensive line. It's like people say, I'll just kid around and say, it's easy to put weight on, but you can't just put weight on. You got to put the right weight on.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You came here at 275. I got here at 265. And then they just start building you up from there. I've always said I'd rather have 10 of you than like a 330-pound kid who's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, those dudes are fat. You can't be that big at 18. I would rather have a 275-pound kid that can put 25 pounds on in a year. And then by the time he's a junior, he's 325, but he's still athletic because he knows how to be athletic. He knows how to use his body.
Yeah, that was big for me, just getting weight on the right way. Because I didn't want to, in high school, there were times I was around 300. There was times I was around 290, but I didn't feel good. So coming in, I came in a little lighter. I sacrificed that, but just to get it the right way and be able to move the way I can right now.
Nutrition-wise, high school, how much did you have? Nothing, not right?
No, I was just eating whatever I want. I said, Mom, can you give me a snack? She got me some little bites.
So I tried that once with my mom. I called her. It's a nice little sandwich right there. I said, Mom, give me a sandwich. Yeah, didn't happen. Didn't work.
I want to ask you, Shelton. I meant to ask.
I do want to. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
But the nutrition thing is so you guys are very, very advanced compared to what it was 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there wasn't. I'm sure you had a weight room in high school, a weight program where you were out there 9 months a year. You were lifting. I mean, when I was in high school, it was like one of the cool teachers is going to open the weight room, and that was our lifting. Yeah. I mean, that was like one of the things. It was like then you learn when you get here. Okay, this is how you put weight on, the type of thing. Where I think the kids nowadays at a younger age understand their bodies so much better, and they are being taught better nutritionally and weight room wise by better coaches.
Yeah. Now, at our high school, Downingtown West, we actually recently just hired a strength and conditioning coach. So going throughout high school, we lifted 3 times a week in the off season. So
and the coach put it up on the board here.
Yeah.
3 by 10, do this.
Yeah, we had our little packets we had to fill out, and so I kind of had that feeling of understanding what I was getting into when I got to college. Obviously, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the same, but that understanding, setting that baseline really helps.
I gotta say this on air. You do not understand how unbelievable it is to play here as offensive lineman as a true freshman. As a true freshman, to come here and play in Penn State and play the level that you did last year in an emergency role at the hardest position on the football field.
Yep.
That is amazing. We are recruiting the right type of guys, the right kind of player that you can come in there and do that.
Well, let's circle back. You bring up Coach Milano. He's a guy that I've had the pleasure of meeting this past summer. He's a ball of energy. You can tell the guys that play for him will do absolutely anything for him. How did he help prepare you for that transition here where you were put into the fire as an 18-year-old kid?
Literally.
Yeah. He instilled in me the leadership aspect and just kind of how to go about your business. As a kid, as a sophomore, junior, senior at Downingtown, like getting all these offers, these kids, they watched me. My teammates, they looked to me for when stuff wasn't going right. So, just being that guy, being the same guy every day that, someone can turn to. That's what he helped me with the most.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, I meant to ask Hunter the same question. A guy that does not get nearly enough credit outside of Penn State football. If you're in the building, you know exactly about this guy. But Coach Earls, I love him as a player. He's a strength coach on the staff. He's a guy that seems like really cares about his guys genuinely. Is going to push guys to their limits no matter who you are, no matter if you're a freshman, a senior that doesn't maybe want to work as hard as when you were a young guy. He's going to get the best out of you.
Yeah.
How has Coach Earls played a role in your development so far?
Coach Earls, we had lifts extra lifts just to get right. You know, coming in 275, we lifted Monday, Tuesday, we lifted so many times throughout the year.
And you were still playing at the point, lifting 3 times a week.
Yeah, we lifted a lot. I had
And that changed obviously when you started playing.
No, that's
I was getting after it. Yeah, me in there getting after it. I mean,
you lifted Friday. Right?
Not while I was playing. I didn't have the Friday lifts while I was playing.
I was going to say that.
But it was probably maybe Thursday night.
That's awesome.
Thursday night we had a little lift.
I came here and tore my shoulder up my freshman year. Jeff Hartings, who we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we had a Jeff Hartings Part 2 Letterman. We can't do that this week because of the technical difficulties. But Jeff tore his knee up. I tore my shoulder up, and then one of the strength coaches, the guy who played here named Mikey Wolf, just said, "Come on, me." Yeah. And I got these little stick legs back in the day, and then I started getting stronger in my legs, and Jeff just started blowing up from 242 to 290, and it all worked out in the end. So
it's so important to have a strength coach like that. I'm going to ask you this transparently. Coach Earls is known before max outs, before big lifts, to lay hands on people and to wake them up. He will hit you right in the mouth and wake you up. And some guys want it. They ask for that. I was never one of those guys. Keep your hands to yourself and let me work. Are you a guy that maybe likes a little physicality before you get under that ball?
That's not me either. I can't say it is. I mean,
I seen you tempered offensive line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's as hard as an offensive line.
You're crazy.
You ain't that hard. You're an O-lineman. You should have played O-lineman.
I could have played center.
You're too nice. You don't have the mean.
I'm not tough enough to play
I
offensive line.
said tough. I said mean. They're a little different over there.
Okay. Well, I disagree. We'll digress there.
I just wanted to be the pretty boy on the D-line getting sacks and stuff like that. Come on.
I was far too athletic in high school to ever get put on.
Oh.
That's where Shelton got it.
Yeah.
They put me in tight end and they kept me. But I'll leave it at that. Either way, we're running out of time.
We're going to edit that out, I think.
Please cut that, of course. What I was going to ask you, though, the offensive line, I asked Hunter, they're taking big leaps and bounds. Your role this year has changed from last year with less injury, but you're still playing a pivotal role. And you're hopping in that game. You're doing a good job of things. What is it going to take this offensive line group to go compete on Saturday in Columbus?
Everyone just really knowing their role and embracing that who they are for this team. Whether you're the guy or you're the second or third string guy that's watching from the sidelines, really embracing your role and being an extra set of eyes on the sideline or just competing to the best of your ability when you're on that field. Knowing, you just got to know what you do best.
Yeah.
And that's really know what you do best and do what you do best.
And ultimately, the way I came to Penn State was I want to do better than the team that they had me.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to be. You got a hell of a standard up there with Old right there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the absolute standard of probably one of the best since Munchak, I'd say.
Yeah.
He's going to go as high as Levi Brown.
Yeah.
Levi went 5 overall. Old's right about there right now. But, I mean, and then next year he's gone. Guess who's going to step up? Big dog over here.
Big dog Drew Shelton, king of Downingtown.
So you heard us talking a little bit about the NIL stuff. So, how has it helped you? What have you done other than taking care of Unc? I know Unc for many, many, many years. I got a lot of stories. He was scared I was going to bring them all up, but I would not do it to anybody.
And he doesn't need to be taken care of. He's a grown man. Taking care of himself.
He tells me before games, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I was like, why? You're the uncle. You're the funkle. You're the fun uncle.
Yeah, that's who he is.
He's a great dude.
NIL to me is really just an opportunity to get to know people, get to help people. We've done a lot of kids football camps. That's something I really enjoy. Working with Hunter mentioned it earlier, the Dawkins Family Foundation, doing stuff like that, just helping the kids and really the next generation. That's what I'm in it for.
And that's what they remember, man.
Yeah.
When I came here, my older brother was 10 years older than me. I mean, I'm 10, 12 years old hanging out the 86 national championship team.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, this is the greatest thing in the world. So, I mean, you hang out with these guys, and offensive linemen always have that little bond no matter how old you get. You all play football. We all play offensive line. So get it done, man. Big one this week, man.
Yes, sir. Very big this week. Joe, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
We'll be right back on the Blue White Player Show.
Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport invites you to stop in today or check us out online. We have the smart path to your next Toyota, like the all-new Crown, BZ4X, the all-new Grand Highlander, Corolla Cross Hybrids, Sequoias, and more. Over 100 new Toyotas here and on the way. Don't make a $1,000 mistake. Choose Ciocca Toyota of Williamsport and see the Ciocca Dealerships difference. Buy or reserve yours today and see for yourself why Ciocca Toyota is the only stop you need for your next new car. Ciocca Toyota, it just feels right.
This is the place where roadside markets are filled with fruits and vegetables, small batch jams and made from scratch pies, where mountain trails are explored with friends with names like Ghost and Traveler, where award-winning wines, craft-made beers, and spirits are raised, hearty meals are served, and nights are shared under star-filled skies. This is Center County, Pennsylvania. To find out all that's happening, visit us at happyvalleyagventures.com.
Hi everybody, Mike the Mailman here, to tell you about a state college company that will help you follow the Nittany Lions to their bowl game. Collegiate Athletic Travel. From charter flights and on-site motor coaches to professional staff, the entire trip is easy and carefree. And with their 47 years in the business, you know you're in good hands. You'll get a game ticket and a lot more. Make memories to last a lifetime. Be there next time with Collegiate Athletic Travel.
Old Dominion. No Bad Vibes Tour. Friday, December 1st. Rice Jordan Center. With special guest Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Old Dominion, live in concert. Brought to you by Messina Touring Group.
Coast into fall with a new Kia from Lion Country Kia. Right now, get a 24 Kia Seltos for 5.25% APR for up to 48 months. A new Sportage plug-in hybrid at 0.9% APR. Check out our 23 Sorento hybrid for as low as 4.5% APR. And don't forget, all 2023 and 2024 Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Stop in and meet with one of our sales experts today and coast into fall at Lion Country Kia. We want to see you in a Kia.